So another thing is being graceful when it comes to confrontation or arguments in the relationship. It's inevitable that there's going to be some kind of argument, some kind of confrontation. And it's not the end of the world. And really approach the situation in a way that is soft. And be graceful about it, and be loving about it. I know that that's really hard for some of us. I mean, like, you know, even though we're women, we are still human, and so we can be angry sometimes, and that anger can really escalate, right, a situation. And so it's important to just be tactful and mindful of our tone, and really think like, okay, what's the best way to approach this situation so that way both of us can win, right? And how a man needs to be approached when there is something wrong is coming from a place of needing help or needing protection, right? So approaching the situation like, hey, it really, or like, say, hey, I felt really hurt when this happened, and give like a little bit of detail on why you felt hurt, but get to the point, okay? Get to the point as quickly as possible, because a man doesn't want to hear all the rambling. He just wants to hear the point, and that's how men think, because men are fixers. So when you're babbling on and on about, like, you know, this whole narrative, the man's just thinking like he's tuning you out. He's just tuning you out because he's thinking like, okay, what's the purpose here, so that way I can fix the problem. So it's important to get to the problem, to the purpose, to the point as fast as you can, while expressing a little bit of emotion behind it. That way he can fix the emotion as well, because he wants to make you happy, and he does know that a happy wife equals a happy life. He knows that. And so approach it like as graceful and as sweet and as feminine as you can. And, you know, even a little bit of affection wouldn't hurt, you know? So like rubbing his neck, rubbing his arm, maybe grabbing his hand and like rubbing the top of it. And men love physical touch, and they feel less guarded when a woman touches them, right? Like their guard gets let down and they feel more relaxed. So that's what I like to do with my husband, is I like to show him physical affection first, and then lean into the conversation, right? And I find that I get the best responses from him. I get empathy, I get affection, I get softness from him, and I know that these tips of advice for this work because I've compared it to how I used to approach him, which was very aggressive, pointing my fingers at him. You did this, you did that. That doesn't do anything. I would constantly ramble before getting to the point, and that caused him to get infuriated before I would get to the point, which would, you know, not solve anything, because by the time that I got to my point, he was flustered and he couldn't think clearly. So I know that this works, and there's been like a lot of studies too on the male brain versus the female brain, and the best way to approach the man when there is an issue. And so I've been implementing those key factors into my life, into my relationship. And let me tell you that it's been working like a dime. It's been working like a dime.